Howdy again, all. I know it's been a while since I've released a video. Had a couple of personal things going on, and of course, a bit of hardware issues again. Unfortunately, had a bit of a round of bad luck when it's come to some hard drives. But anyway, working on a bit of a different machine at the moment, and today I've decided, hey, deepin desktop is quite often spoke about and is quite popular. And what is deepin desktop? So deepin desktop is a distribution from China that I believe is based on Debian, and they add their own interface onto it. And the latest version that's coming out now is 23, and it's a preview. And I thought, hey, let's take a look at it. Um, so that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to take a look at it. Um, and it'll be very interesting to see what it comes out with. So, just gonna give this thing a bit of capacity, give it 4 gigs of memory, that should be enough. Give it at least 4 cores, and start it up and finish it, and let's see if it comes up. Give it a few seconds here. Okay, cool. And as you can see, Um, very interestingly though, it gives the option of booting with 5.18 kernel, 5.15. 5.15 is an LTS version, whereas 5.18 has actually, I believe, been discontinued now, or it's out of life. And I was reading an article where users are being encouraged to upgrade to 5.19 kernel, but I've just selected 5.18 here. And I'm sure by the time there's a final version, there'll be another option coming out. A couple of options here. Language options, so let's default just to English here. Accept the end-user agreement friendly note. It does pick up it's a virtual machine, warns us about it. Happy to use the full disk. Just select the disk. Oh, you need at least 64 gigs of space to install deepin. Wow. That's bit interesting actually. 64 gigs for Linux disk drive. Okay. Well, tell you what, let me pause and I'll get back to this point right now. This time, as you can see, I've increased the disk space. It automatically separates it into individual partitions, which is pretty nice. Can see it's given a majority to root partition, boot, data. So yeah, let's go next. Create a backup. No, we don't want to create a backup. No, we don't. Continue. And as you can see here, it has this nice little slide through. Talk about the browser, the App Store, the grand search, image to text scroll shots, biometric authentication, really nice looking mail client, and of course you can click here to actually see the log files of what's going on. So deepin Linux or deepin Foundation has been part of the Linux Foundation since 2015, and you can, I believe, in China buy Huawei laptops that are preloaded with deepin. And also remember, on quite a couple of Linux distros, you can install the deepin desktop environment on them. So you don't necessarily have to use this Debian-based OS if you want the interface. You could, of course, install any other distro, really. I suppose you could install OpenSUSE, you could install Arch, and install Deepin on it. When I ran Arch, I did at times try to use this interface, and I kind of found with my graphics card was a tad slow. Hence why I myself didn't use it. Also, there's the bit of a niggly bit about the origin of the distro, where it comes from, and all that type of stuff. Is it secure? Is it sending data back? All those type of things that everyone takes into consideration. Now, as you know, on this channel, I really don't go into tinfoil hat territory. So I'm sure these days you never really know some of the time what your software is doing. Um, so I'm not too necessarily worried about where it comes from. But again, if you were doing secret stuff or whatever you were doing on your machine, maybe you should be a little bit wary. Maybe it could be slurping up data. Who knows? Not saying that it is. Um, so really, the installation so far seems to be nice and quick. Um, I do like the nice installer option. A lot of white space, of course. Hoping that we can change that once it is fully installed. So that's going to be something else in a moment. Um, Talking about that, I am quite surprised that it wants a minimum of 64 gigs of storage. My gosh, that makes it quite a bit on the hefty side, especially for a Linux OS. They're usually much more trimmed down, but we'll take a look. So we can reboot our system, start it up, and wait for it to actually do something. So give it a couple of seconds here. Okay, well that's positive. It of course hasn't yet asked for credentials, but okay. I guess it's over here. Next, keyboard zone, English is fine. Time zones, okay, I'll just select a random time zone wherever. Maybe Cameroon. Go next, create an account. Well, we all know it's gonna be gosh. We'll call it gosh deepin, that's fine. Password, something incredibly strong. And a nice little photo of a horse. Why? Why not? Tuning system, applying changes to your system. Please wait. Okay, we'll wait and see what it comes up with. Okay, so back, nice little screen there. Type in an incredibly strong password. Let's see, it's detected running which machine will effect modes have a delicate experience. Normal mode enjoy the fast performance. What? Effect mode have a delicate experience, or normal mode enjoy the fast performance? I'm guessing effect mode adds more effects. Yes, I know. Big shock there. And normal mode is less effects and should run better. Okay, let's just do something about this resolution here first. Is a nice and little responsive. Come on, man. Just trying to find my resolution. There we go. Not too bad. And save. And close that. Okay, so here we have this thing here deepen. It looks like it's a little video. Ooh. Nice video. Hey, give this its due. That's pretty cool marketing right there. Uh, do we want fashioned or efficient mode? Okay, you see, now that I don't understand. I've just been asked this question, and I'm being asked, I think it's the same question again. for the second time. I'm just going to keep it on. Look, so there's efficient mode. Okay, that's it. If you have it on efficient mode here and you check the dock, it's all floaty, right? Check the dock. If I click efficient mode, it's, you know, not floating. I'm going to choose fashion mode. Why not? Do we want effect or normal? We've already set normal mode. Choose an icons theme. Do I want Bloom Classic, and Anonymous? I don't know. I'm just going to tick Bloom. Is that all? Aren't you gonna? Would really be nice if it asked me if I want a bright or dark theme. So let's click on this here. Great overview of the searches. Um, overview of general settings. I'm guessing personalization. Dark. Oh, beautiful. Although this accent color is a little bit harsh. But okay, I'll keep it. Go back to settings again. Okay, so we've got accounts, display, deepin ID, default applications, web page, mail, music. So quite often deepin includes a lot of their own type of applications. So we'll explore that now. General settings. What boot menu theme do we want? I like that that's actually in general settings. Kind of like how KDE does it. No, sorry, I lie. Not on the boot screen. No, I was thinking of the login prompt. So that is nice. It's built in. Your updates, update settings, third parties, auto check updates, not auto download them, so it gives you the option. Keyboard, normal settings, mouse, nothing out of the ordinary. Power plans, all pretty standard stuff, really. Output, sound effects, devices. And I have to say it runs pretty well in VM Player. Deepin ID. Deepin ID only supported mainland China at present. Okay. Resolution accounts. Okay, and of course you can easily do auto login or login without password. Nice and easy for the user. If I was to hit sound, okay. So this here, if I click on these, it just takes me to these same options. That's fair. I can live with that. So first, I want to open up here, and of course it gives us menu option, full screen menu, kind of like how GNOME does it. If you click on this funny thing here, it separates it into various sections, kind of like how Ubuntu's Unity, when it existed, did it. If I click this button, oh, this is nice. Oh, I like this. You can then turn it into a menu instead of a whole full screen thing. That's pretty cool. First thing I want is a terminal. Okay, pressing enter would be nice. And then of course we're going to first do df-h to check the storage space. So looking at how it's broken it up, we still have quite a majority of space left. Don't know why it needed so much space to install. Do find that pretty bizarre. Okay, that seems to be fine. Rename -r. Okay, so when I brought it up for the second time, I chose 515 kernel, and that was started June 21st. Okay, let's check its memory. Put in megs. Okay, so give it its juice here, hey? It's used 773 megs of memory. Not bad for full desktop environment. Not at all. Okay, so let's check browser. What is this? What is this? Okay, this is called browser. Okay, big surprise. And if you look at this, you can either have traditional or blank. So if I choose blank here, that'll change it. If I go to extensions, yeah, this to me looks like it is another Chromium-based browser. So let's say I want to go to Google Chrome add-ons. Let's see if we can add an add-on here, just out of interest. So let's say I want to add dark reader, and I say add to Chrome. Yeah, it would add fine. Okay, so that's a browser. Cool. Thank you. Close all. And then over here we have album. Okay, it's their first application. We have music. Called deepin music. Looks very similar to no music, to be honest, except maybe it has a few more settings. Here's a calendar, which is not loading. Okay, we must remember this is still in previous status, so it shouldn't be too hard on the distro. Then this here is their file manager, or their version of Explorer. Really nice, very Windowsy. You know, with the lines at the bottom here, reminds me of the old Windows XP days. Connect shows you the system disk. All really nice laid out. There's one music file there. I'm not going to play that because I don't want to get struck in trouble with YouTube. How do we install software? So I'm sure if we just go store. Okay. What about software? Okay, I'm going to have to make this big again, otherwise I'm going to lose my marbles. Okay, cool. Calculators, all the normal type stuff. File manager, all normal. Of course, since it's Debian, we could obviously do an apt-get, but I want to see what is the deepin way. Okay. Thank you, calendar. You eventually started. Appreciate that. Let's go back here. There's a bootmaker, device imager, system monitor. I might as well look at the monitor. Oh, that's nice. Nice combination here of the settings that's going on the processors, as well as applications and all the services. Disk utility. Let's type in my strong password. Okay, that's initializing data. I'm still looking for the store. It's a downloader? No, that is to download. Gosh, of course it is. Who would you think is anything else? Am I going mad? Maybe I'm going mad here. But I actually don't see the store. Deepin forum. It should open up the forum. There's a control center. File manager, music, movies. We went through the welcome screen. Very, very interesting. Eh? I don't see the deepin store. Maybe they haven't added it. Or maybe I'm going completely and utterly blind. Okay, so sudo apt update. Let you just think what it's doing there. Debian apps, seek help, Debian. Yeah. Okay, well, it takes you straight to the forum, and it's actually the people asking questions. Understandably. Okay, this verification is simple. Yeah. That doesn't help. Really, really tad bizarre. Okay, so I suspect what's happened here is a couple of things haven't been released yet. So the new deepin store might just not be available yet for a new user to install software. Since this is a Preview Edition. Um, you can even see here quite a couple of people complained about updating issues, just like what we had. Um, okay, so as you can see here, they've actually said the currently global V23 is a dev project. It's a simple port to the current release of Debian 11 base. The real version 23, a root operating system with a new package manager and atomic updates, is still internal testing. Okay, so that makes sense. I must admit, though, from a technology standpoint, the interface, right? Not worried now about the internals, and I know the internals is everything, but I would love for this interface to be stable, fast on other distributions. Even KDE can learn something from this. Bit cartoony, absolutely, but for an average user, it's simple, it's sleek, and dare I say, it looks darn nice. But yeah, well, that's the taking a look at deepin 23 preview. This is just the Western preview. The more full OS is going to be coming out in a couple of weeks with exciting features like atomic updates. So we'll have to wait until then. If you've used this or used previous deepin or have comments, please let us know. And as always, thanks for watching.